Pardon me. So here we are back at it yet again. So last time we were at something like this. There was like a collision shape 2D on here, and we put a script together. If you look at the last video's date that showed up in it, it was like, I don't remember what I think it was like the 11th. So today's 13 days later. And in that 13 days, all I was doing was making this model. Not just this one, but also these ones right here. We've got this idle one, which let's run more at it. This idle one. There was also this running one, this run forward, this run backwards one, this run left, and this run right, pardon me. So it took me about almost 2 full weeks to make this. That being said, I came to the realization after finishing this last one. The last one was this one. This was the last one I finished. I came to the realization after finishing this and starting back up with this. I don't care. I don't care about 2D animation. I don't care about role-playing games. I grew up on flight simulators and racing games. I forgot about that because I haven't played either of those games in so long. When League of Legends came along, it was just so, I don't even know how to explain it. So new, so different. But you know what? Those days are, the good old days are gone. That's what I'm saying about that. And that being said, you know what? We're going on to the 3D. So let's go on over to Godot docs. Let's go over to the getting started, our first 3D game, and let's start right here. Give me just a second. Let's go. So this is going to be our first 3D game. So in this step-by-step tutorial series, we're going to create our first complete 3D game with Godot. By the end of the series, we're going to have a simple yet finished project of our own, like the animated GIF below. Yeah, like this one right here. And look, I'm not saying that I don't want to do this. I'm saying that if I'm going to put the time into it, I don't want to do 2D because look, learning animate, I don't care about this. I had to get into Blender to get these the models for this stuff. I'm not going to go into the models I used. But regardless, we're going to have to learn this too. And if we're going to have to learn this, we're going to go 3D. That's all I got to say. So let's go back over here to what we were doing. All right. So the step-by-step, blah, blah, blah. All right. So the game we're going to code is this one here, and it's going to be similar to the first 2D game. With a twist, we can now jump on our, pardon me, we can now jump, and our goal is to squash the creeps. Okay. So that's what's going on here. This way we can both, recognize patterns we learned in the previous tutorial, and build upon them with new code and features. All right. So with this, we're going to learn to work with 3D coordinates with a jumping mechanic. Okay. Use kinematic bodies to move 3D characters and detect when and how they collide. So we're going to use this instead of the 2D sprites. I think that's what that means. Honestly, I don't know what that means. We're going to use physics layers and a group to detect interactions with specific entities. Okay. We're going to code basic procedural gameplay by instancing monsters at regular time intervals. We're going to design a movement animation and change its speed at runtime. Okay. We're also going to draw a user interface on a 3D game. Okay. We'll do all that stuff. We'll do all that stuff and more. So this tutorial is for beginners who followed the complete Getting Started series, like us. We're going to start slow with detailed instructions and shorten them as we do similar steps. If we're experienced programmers, not really, but we can browse the complete demo's source code right here. So squash the creeps source code. I'm all right. I'll be all right. Note, we can follow this series without having done the 2D one, but we already did it, so no big deal. All right. They prepared some game assets so we can jump straight to the code. So we can download them here. So let's just go over here to squash the creeps assets. Come down here to the squash the creeps.start zip. Click that. What? Okay, so here we are right there. Let's go over the download folder. Actually, let's just click it, whatever. And then go up one, and then let's say extract all. And we're going to browse, and I'm putting it in the Godot folder over here. So let's select the Godot folder and extract it. And I already did it because whatever. But yeah, we'll replace it. And it should be over here, squash the creeps, start 1.0, whatever, right? So we've got that for when they call for it in the tutorial. So there's that right there. Let's go back to our first 2D game. And then, so first we're going to work on a basic prototype for the player's movement. And then we're going to add the monsters that we're going to spawn randomly around the screen. After that, we're going to implement the jump and squashing mechanic before refining the game with some nice animation. Okay. So this is a little secret right here because they're talking about first we do the movement, then we add the creeps, and then we implement the jumping and squash, and then we do the actual animations, right? The actual sprite and whatnot. So, but actually, I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. So after that, we're going to wrap up with the score and the retries. So let's just try to remember what order we actually do this in. So let's start up with this first one. Let's go to the next screen. So on the next one, we're going to do setting up the game area, and we'll see you next time.